The low-voltage cable with a CL3 PVC-coated 300 volts rating can be installed in a box with 120 volts power, provided it is properly terminated and protected. The CL3 PVC coating offers insulation and protection against electrical hazards. The PVC jacket and the cable meets the requirements of Exception 1 of National Electrical Code Section 725.54. This exception allows the installation of Class 2 and Class 3 circuits in the same enclosure with Class 1 circuits. The PVC jacket acts as a raceway for the low-voltage cables, separating them from the higher-voltage circuits. The PVC jacket on the cable can be considered a raceway, which is defined as any enclosed channel that houses and protects electrical conductors. The PVC jacket provides a continuous path for the low-voltage cables, preventing them from making contact with other wires or objects. 4-inch square boxes with P-rings can be used to install the cable. P-rings provide a secure and insulated entry point for cables into the box. The cable should be secured within the box using appropriate cable ties or clamps. The box should be clearly labeled to indicate the presence of low-voltage cables. The installation should be inspected and approved by a qualified electrician before it is energized. Here are some important considerations when installing low-voltage cable alongside 120 volts power. Firstly, understand National Electrical Code requirements. Familiarize yourself with National Electrical Code Article 725, specifically Section 725.54, which addresses wiring methods and materials for Class 1, Class 2, and Class 3 circuits. This section outlines the conditions under which low-voltage and high-voltage wiring can share the same enclosure. Secondly, verify cable ratings. Ensure the cable you are using is specifically rated for the intended application. The CL3 designation indicates that the cable is suitable for Class 3 circuits, which are commonly used for low-voltage control and signaling systems. The PVC jacket provides insulation and protection, but it's crucial to confirm that the voltage rating, in this case 300 volts, is adequate for the installation. Thirdly, consider raceway requirements. While the PVC jacket provides a degree of protection, it may not always be considered a raceway by itself, depending on local interpretations of the National Electrical Code. A raceway is an enclosed channel designed to hold wires or cables. If the PVC jacket is deemed insufficient, you may need to install the low-voltage cable within a separate approved raceway, such as electrical metallic tubing or PVC conduit, inside the box. Fourthly, implement proper separation. Even if the National Electrical Code permits sharing an enclosure, maintain physical separation between the low-voltage and high-voltage conductors as much as possible. Use barriers or dividers within the box to prevent accidental contact. Keep the low-voltage wiring neatly bundled and secured away from the 120 volts wiring. Fifthly, ensure secure termination. Use appropriately rated connectors and terminals for both the low-voltage and high-voltage wiring. Ensure that all connections are tight and secure to prevent loose connections, which can lead to arcing and overheating. Follow the manufacturer's instructions for terminating the specific type of cable and connectors you are using. Sixthly, consider grounding and bonding. Proper grounding and bonding are essential for electrical safety. Ensure that the metal enclosure of the electrical box is properly grounded according to the National Electrical Code. This helps to minimize the risk of electric shock in the event of a fault. Verify that all grounding connections are secure and properly sized. Seventhly, provide clear labeling. Clearly label the electrical box to indicate the presence of both low voltage and high voltage wiring. This helps prevent accidental contact or damage during future maintenance or modifications. Use permanent labels that are easily visible and legible. Eighthly, adhere to box fill requirements. Ensure that the electrical box is not overfilled with wires and connectors. The National Electrical Code specifies maximum box fill requirements based on the size of the box and the number and size of conductors. Overfilling a box can lead to overheating and damage to the wiring. Ninthly, address local amendments. Be aware of any local amendments to the National Electrical Code that may affect the installation. Local jurisdictions may have additional requirements or restrictions that you must comply with. Check with your local electrical inspector to ensure that your installation meets all applicable codes and regulations. 10th, consult a qualified electrician. If you are unsure about any aspect of the installation, consult a qualified electrician. A licensed electrician has the knowledge and experience to ensure that the installation is done safely and in accordance with the National Electrical Code. They can also provide guidance on the best wiring methods and materials for your specific application. The National Electrical Code Section 725.54 in Exception 1 allows for the mixing of Class 1, Class 2, and Class 3 circuits under specific conditions. Exception 1 states that Class 2 and Class 3 circuits can be installed in the same cable, enclosure, or raceway as Class 1 circuits, where the Class 2 and Class 3 circuit conductors are insulated with a minimum insulation voltage rating of 600 volts. The PVC jacket and the CL3 cable typically meets this requirement. It's important to verify the voltage rating of the insulation and the individual conductors within the cable, not just the outer jacket. The phrase raceway refers to any channel designed and used expressly for holding wires, cables, or bus bars. Raceways can be made of metal or insulating material. Examples include rigid metal conduit, intermediate metal conduit, electrical metallic tubing, rigid PVC conduit, flexible metal conduit, wireways, and cable trays. While the PVC jacket and the CL3 cable provides a degree of protection, it is generally not considered a raceway on its own. For the PVC jacket to be considered a raceway, it would need to meet specific standards for raceways, such as being listed and labeled for that purpose. In most cases, it is recommended to use a separate approved raceway within the electrical box to provide additional protection for the low-voltage cable. 4-inch square boxes with P-rings are commonly used for electrical installations. P-rings are metal rings that are attached to the box to provide a secure and insulated entry point for cables. They help to protect the cables from abrasion and damage as they enter the box. Using 4-inch square boxes provides ample space for making connections and routing wires. However, given the presence of 3 inches of foam on each side of the concrete walls, it's important to ensure that the boxes are properly supported and mounted. The P-rings should be securely fastened to the box, and the cables should be properly secured to the P-rings to prevent strain on the connections. When installing low-voltage cable in an electrical box with 120 volts power, several safety precautions must be observed. Firstly, to energize the circuit. Before working on any electrical circuit, always de-energize the circuit at the circuit breaker or fuse box. This prevents the risk of electric shock. Use a voltage tester to verify that the circuit is de-energized before proceeding. Secondly, wear appropriate personal protective equipment. Wear safety glasses or goggles to protect your eyes from flying debris. Wear insulated gloves to protect your hands from electric shock. Wear appropriate clothing and footwear. Thirdly, use insulated tools. Use tools that are specifically designed for electrical work and that are insulated to prevent electric shock. Check the insulation on the tools regularly for any signs of damage. Fourthly, avoid working in damp or wet conditions. Water is a conductor of electricity, so avoid working in damp or wet conditions. If you must work in such conditions, take extra precautions to protect yourself from electric shock. Fifthly, inspect the wiring carefully. Before making any connections, inspect the wiring carefully for any signs of damage such as frayed insulation or broken conductors. Replace any damaged wiring before proceeding. Sixthly, follow the National Electrical Code. Follow all applicable requirements of the National Electrical Code when installing electrical wiring. This ensures that the installation is done safely and in accordance with industry standards. Seventhly, test the installation. After completing the installation, test the circuit to ensure that it is working properly. Use a voltage tester to verify that the voltage is correct. Use a circuit tester to verify that the circuit is properly wired. Eighthly, obtain a professional inspection of the installation inspected by a qualified electrical inspector to ensure that it meets all applicable codes and regulations. This provides an additional layer of safety and helps to prevent future problems. Some other important points to keep in mind when working with low voltage and high voltage wiring in the same enclosure include ensuring adequate separation. Maintain a clear separation between low voltage and high voltage conductors to prevent accidental contact. Use barriers or dividers within the box to physically separate the wiring. Color coding can be utilized to identify the different voltage levels. Use different colored wires for low voltage and high voltage circuits to avoid confusion. Follow a consistent color coding scheme throughout the installation. Proper grounding is essential for electrical safety. Ensure that the electrical box and all metal components are properly grounded to prevent electric shock. Use a grounding conductor that is sized appropriately for the circuit. Secure all connections properly. Use appropriately rated connectors and terminals for both the low voltage and high voltage wiring. Ensure that all connections are tight and secure to prevent loose connections, which can lead to arcing and overheating. Consider using torque wrenches to ensure that connections are tightened to the manufacturer's specifications. Document the installation thoroughly. Keep a detailed record of the wiring layout, connections, and components used in the installation. This will be helpful for future troubleshooting or modifications. Include a wiring diagram and a list of all components. The presence of 3 inches of foam on each side of the concrete walls presents some challenges for mounting the electrical boxes. Firstly, use appropriate box supports. Use box supports that are designed for use with foam insulation. These supports typically consist of a metal bracket that is attached to the concrete wall and extends through the foam insulation to support the electrical box. Secondly, ensure proper box alignment. Ensure that the electrical box is flush with the finished surface of the wall. This may require adjusting the depth of the box support. Thirdly, seal around the box. Seal around the electrical box with caulk or foam to prevent air leakage and moisture intrusion. This helps to maintain the integrity of the building envelope. Fourthly, consider using extension rings. If the depth of the foam insulation is too great for standard box supports, consider using extension rings to extend the box to the finished surface of the wall. Always consult with a qualified electrician to determine the best approach for your specific situation. They can help you to ensure that the installation is done safely and in accordance with all applicable codes and regulations. The National Electrical Code is a comprehensive set of standards for electrical installations. It is updated every 3 years to reflect the latest technologies and safety practices. The National Electrical Code is adopted by most states and local jurisdictions in the United States. Compliance with the National Electrical Code is essential for ensuring the safety of electrical installations. The CL3 cable designation refers to a type of cable that is suitable for use in Class 3 circuits. Class 3 circuits are low-voltage circuits that are used for control and signaling applications. CL3 cables are typically rated for 300 volts and have a PVC jacket for insulation and protection. The PVC jacket in the CL3 cable provides a degree of protection against physical damage, moisture, and chemicals. However, it is important to note that the PVC jacket is not a substitute for a raceway. In some cases, it may be necessary to install the CL3 cable within a raceway to provide additional protection. The 300 volts rating on the CL3 cable indicates the maximum voltage that the cable can safely handle. It is important to ensure that the voltage in the circuit does not exceed the cable's voltage rating. Exceeding the voltage rating can damage the cable and create a safety hazard. The information provided is for general guidance only and should not be considered a substitute for professional advice. Always consult with a qualified electrician before performing any electrical work. Electrical work can be dangerous and should only be performed by qualified individuals. Improper electrical work can lead to electric shock, fire, and other hazards. Always take precautions to protect yourself from electric shock when working with electricity. To energize the circuit before working on it, wear insulated gloves and use insulated tools. The local electrical inspector is responsible for enforcing the National Electrical Code in the local jurisdiction. The electrical inspector can provide guidance on the proper way to install electrical wiring and can help to ensure that the installation meets all applicable codes and regulations. It is important to work with the local electrical inspector to ensure that the installation is done safely and correctly. The use of appropriate cable ties or clamps to secure the cable within the box helps to prevent strain on the connections and ensures that the cable is properly supported. The cable ties or clamps should be made of a material that is compatible with the cable jacket and the box material. They should be installed in a way that does not damage the cable jacket. The clear labeling of the electrical box to indicate the presence of low voltage cables helps to prevent accidental contact or damage during future maintenance or modifications. The label should be permanent and easily visible. It should clearly indicate the voltage levels and the type of circuits that are present in the box. The inspection and approval of the installation by a qualified electrician ensures that the installation is done safely and in accordance with all applicable codes and regulations. The electrician can verify that the wiring is properly installed, that the connections are secure, and that the grounding is adequate. They can also identify any potential hazards and recommend corrective actions.